Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope you're all having a great day. I had some questions from some of our friends, our close friends, that I wanted to address on here because I thought you guys might appreciate it. The first question is, have we been to Mexico before? If you guys haven't seen the first video on the channel, I'll let you guys know. My wife and I are relocating to Mexico. We're going to try to give this a real shot, and we're probably going to be there for about a year if everything goes as planned. We're leaving in a couple of days, so we're pretty excited. We're getting down to crunch time. Have we been there before, or are we just going there randomly? We have been there before, so if anybody else was thinking of doing something like this, keep in mind we have been there before. We stayed in multiple places throughout Mexico, and we were there for, I want to say in total, about 5 or 6 months altogether, bouncing around to different places. The next question that I've gotten is, what areas have I been to already? Have we been to already? Me and the family. We've been to Guanajuato. We've been to León, La Paz, La Piedad, Puerto Vallarta, Bucerías, Querétaro, and a few other places. That's just to name a few. And we've driven through a bunch of places. We've stayed at a bunch of places. We've had an amazing time in Mexico. Keep in mind, again, we're not going there blind. I don't want you guys to see this video and be like, wow, Joe's doing it. You know, he's just up and going. We're not doing that. We have been there before, so we kind of know what to expect. The next question is, what areas are we going to this time? So me and my wife are going to be checking out a couple of different areas. Those different areas, kind of like the first trips that we've done, we're going to be kind of bouncing around a little bit. We're going to be checking out Bucerías. We're going to go back to Bucerías because, as I mentioned, we've been there already. We're going to be checking out Guadalajara, and we're going to be checking out a place called San Luis. We're also going to be checking out a couple of other places in the middle of all that traveling. We're going to go back to Morelia. We've been to Morelia before. So we've been around there, and we want to hit up these other places because, honestly, like, going to Mexico, in our experience, has been going like into a donut shop. You have all these donuts on the counter, and it's like, I can't eat them all. I can only choose one or two, but you can't choose because they all look so amazing. That's been our experience so far. Mexico is a gorgeous country full of beautiful people, amazing things to see, gorgeous weather. The money from America goes very far there. At least, yeah, it goes very far there, considering. So it's very hard to decide where you want to go. And because there's so many options and so many beautiful places, that's why we're kind of having, these test runs, visiting different places. The next question is, are we flying? Now, previously, we've always flown to Mexico. That I would say is the most ideal. But because we're going to be there so long term, and we don't want to have to just rely on taxis, rent a car, which would cost so much money, we're actually going to be driving to Mexico. Okay, so we're going to be driving through, keeping our American plated car there. We are temporary residents of Mexico. So we can go there and stay there as long as we want. We don't have to come back, technically. But if you were to go there and you only have your passport, you'll only get, I believe it's 180 days at the most. But at this point in time, that's not guaranteed. They can literally turn you around and be like, all right, we're only giving you this amount of time. For us, that's not the case. Also, keep in mind, if you're a permanent resident of Mexico, just throwing in some extra information, you can't actually keep your United States, your U.S. plated vehicle. You can't keep it there. I'm just throwing this in there to give you guys a little context. We can keep it because we're not permanent residents. We're temporary residents. But if you're permanent, you can't keep it. Are we scared? And so many people are like, be careful, be careful, be careful. This is so understandable. Because all you see here in the United States are people talking about how dangerous and scary Mexico is. So many people, that's all people talk about is, oh, the danger, the cartels, the this and that. Listen, we've been there for 6 months, about 6 months altogether. We throughout the entire time, not even my family, I encountered one person who was a little bit nasty. They made a face at us. They made a face, and I don't even know why. I have no clue why. But we were in a bad part of Mexico, like a scary part of Mexico. And one person went like this to us. Something like that. That was it. Other than that, we haven't met anybody who's caused us problems. I'm not saying problems don't exist. I'm not saying problems don't happen, but problems happen everywhere. Like, me and my wife were walking through Manhattan not long ago. Manhattan, United States, New York. And someone spit in our faces for no reason. Some random person. So, compared to what we've seen here, Mexico is a much nicer, much safer place. Considering what we've seen so far. We have not seen any bad stuff so far. When you talk to the people over there, they acknowledge, yeah, there might be some problems, but you really don't see problems. You hear them on the news here in the US, and I truly believe that a large majority of that is the United States trying to keep people from going to Mexico. Seriously, I genuinely believe that based on my experience so far and so many other people's experience. Because all you hear when people go to Mexico is like, oh, they were amazing, this and that. Again, not saying bad things don't happen. But for everybody who's worried about our safety, thank you. We will be taking as many precautions as possible to be safe, just like we would be doing here in the United States. Because bad things happen all over the world. And hopefully we don't encounter anything crazy. If we do, we will let you know on this channel. Are we scared? We're a little bit nervous because we've never driven to Mexico before, but as far as being on Mexican soil and stuff, we're not scared. We kind of know what to expect because we've been there before. Of course, we're going to different cities that we haven't been to, but we're not necessarily scared. We're just kind of like, a little excited, a little antsy because we have a long drive and all that stuff. How long are we staying? I mentioned probably about a year. If everything goes right, about a year. Why are we going? I kind of mentioned it in the first video. We're tired. We're tired of being in the US, tired of the inflated prices, tired of not being able to get anything for your money, tired of the whole scene. Really, tired of the whole scene. And it's not ideal because our families aren't going with us. But, I don't know what to say. We're trying something new. We're trying something different. And it's not just that. It's also a charming place. I don't know if you guys have been to Mexico outside of resorts, okay? Because we've actually stayed in places outside of resorts. So outside of resorts is beautiful. Many Americans are scared to leave the resort areas. And it's understandable because you hear so many scary things. But you meet the most beautiful people outside of the resorts. You see what Mexico truly is outside of the resorts. And so it's such a charming, wonderful place full of love and kindness and beauty in so many respects. So that's one of the reasons why we're going. We're trying something new, trying something different, and we want to go to a place where we like and love what we've seen so far. Oh, do we work online? Yes, we work online. My wife works as a teacher. I work as a personal trainer. I also do some other things like gym equipment sales and stuff like that. I love training. I have my own bodybuilding channel. You guys might know. I think I put a link in the description if you want to check it out. Or if you need training, you can check it out. Hit me up and we can train you remotely, work online. And when you're in another country, the income, depending on that country, Mexico being one of the countries right now, the income requirements for you will be a lot less than here. So you might be able to do a lot better somewhere else with less money. What will we miss about the United States? We will miss a lot of things. We'll miss our family, first and foremost. The next thing for me is going to be the food. Although Guadalajara, I hear, has a huge menu. I mean, Mexico in general, fantastic food. Fantastic food. Very extensive menus that I've seen throughout the cities that we've gone to. They have Italian, they have Thai food, Indian food. But it depends on the area you're in. I will miss the food because there's no food in the world like the food in the United States, in New York specifically. Brooklyn, Queens, no food in the world I could imagine that is like this. I mean, I haven't traveled all that much, but the food is exceptional here. I've been to tons of different states in the United States. No food like New York in any of those states. The next thing that I'm going to miss is my tonal machine. That I can't take with me, or at least I don't think I can take it with me. As far as I understand, it won't work outside of the United States. In the future, if we end up moving there permanent, I might try to bring that over and use a VPN to change the internet, where the machine thinks I am, to see if it'll work across over in Mexico. But right now I'm not bringing that. I'm relying on my handy gym for training, which is going to be fine because I love that machine. Very capable trainer. What else will I miss? My couch and my large TV. That's what I'll miss. Other than those things, I really can't think of much. But the people is what I'm going to miss. If we do move to Mexico, and we stay there long term, whether it's rent or buy or whatever the case, we're going to have room. Okay? Because that's one of the whole points of this, right? Go somewhere where your money goes further. So if everything goes the way we plan, we'll have room. So whoever we want, who wants to visit, can come and visit and stay with us and hang out with us. So that's the idea. So hopefully we won't miss our family members too much. And of course, we'll be back. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Drop a comment in the comment box below. And I hope this video lends some peace of mind to everybody who is wondering about these questions. If anybody has any thoughts or concerns, I hope this video helps with that. We will be leaving soon. Of course, I will continue to update the channel as we get closer and as things progress. Oh, another question was what kind of stuff we're bringing. Since we're driving, we're bringing quite a lot. But if we were flying, we'd probably bring a briefcase and then just buy whatever we need over there. But since we're driving, we're bringing quite a lot. Clothes, the everyday accessories, because we have the luxury of packing the car. So, hope that answers that question. Anyway, be safe, talk soon. Catch you all at the next video.